Hey guys, and welcome to Resident Evil 2 Claire's A scenario, played on normal difficulty. This is the very first speedrun that I've done for her, and I'm going to go ahead and try to do this as best as I can. I'm recording the commentary in post. Claire's A scenario is a lot like Leon's A scenario, but there are some key differences which I will describe as we go. For some reason I can only run through those two zombies as Claire. I never managed to do it as Leon. I mean, it might happen, but the reason why, usually I've decided to, if I'm going to do commentary runs, or to do speed runs of things that I've already done or I've broke record, I usually don't talk, but there are some differences between the two. On the way to the police station, nothing really different. The only difference is when you run into Kendo, you can't really do it because I skipped the cutscene, but he has some unique dialogue with Claire because she's a lady. So yeah, want to run through here. Now, I don't think I managed to get... I think I get bit by all three of them. I sure do. See, sometimes you get lucky. I sometimes can get through there without a hitch, only get bit by the one, push the other one down, and run past the third one. Sometimes not at all. But I do actually beat my record as speeding to the police station. My record now is 2 minutes and 37 seconds. I always worry when I go down these stairs because sometimes the female zombie here will actually be facing towards you, and it makes it a little bit harder to run away. But my way to the police station, I believe, was actually a fairly solid run. Dodging is pretty cheesy anyways, at least for that part. Run past these fellows, eating that other fellow. I did pretty decently on this run anyways. There are a lot of things that I could improve on, but I'll tell you as I go. So I managed to get her down in 3, and I believe I get him down in 3 as well. Sometimes you can get him down in 2. Sometimes it takes up to 4 shots each for each zombie, but I got lucky. Now, I know there's a quicker way to run around these guys, but every time I try to do it, I always take a chance of getting bit, and if you get bit on the way to this police station, other than the one time when you gotta push the zombies to get through that gate, I don't know, I always feel like I have to restart if I do that. But yeah, we have made our way to the police station. And yeah, we are now here, and I will explain to you as we go, like I've done with Leon. So when you first get to the police station, all the doors are locked, as usual, except for this one on the left-hand side. And in here you talk to a police officer who's still alive, and he tells you to rescue the survivors in other rooms, gives you a key card, and he locks the door behind you. Now what I like about the GameCube version is this is what it is. It's skip cutscenes. And that makes the runs a lot easier. I'll probably eventually end up playing the PSX versions, but the graphics are better in this version, and skipping the cutscenes is a lot better. Oh, and you can also turn up the brightness, which I do each and every time, so it looks nice and good. So now that we have used a key card, we unlock this door and the door that was across the hall. Now, the main difference in this these scenarios is mostly who you have with you, weapons, and what you end up having to pick up. With Claire, you have Sherry around you, who you'll meet a little bit shortly. Instead of getting 4 plugs, you get 3 stones. And instead of getting with just Leon, where I just had the handgun and then end up picking up the Magnum, a bit later, I used the grenade launcher through the most of my run, because that is her secondary weapon, I suppose, which I don't use hardly at all. I've only used it a few times, but we'll see. But the main first part of the run is exactly the same as Leon's. So I'm just gonna let it run until something different comes up. Run through those zombies. So now that we're on the second floor, we come to our first real puzzle of the game. You just want to push the first statue. I overshot it. Sometimes I can, well, most of the time I can just beeline right to the one side of that. So you want to push it out 3 times, and then push it 10 times to the wall. 10 pushes. And just do half of it, because we'll be coming back through this way momentarily, and this is always easier to do it. I could do it all now, but it's just easier to cut it in half. So we are now headed to the STARS office, which we will be picking up Chris's diary, the grenade launcher, and the unicorn medal, which is good. And we'll be depositing the handgun and the knife on our way back to the item box, because we don't use it in this run, which is good, because the only downside to the grenade launcher is the different ammo types, which there are 3. There's acid rounds, which is the strongest, and the rarest. There's the grenade rounds, which are the most common, but they do average damage. And then there's the flame rounds, which it varies where you find them, and they do the least. They do catch things on fire, so they do work very well against the ivies. And actually, on one of the William Birkin incantations, I use it on him, or use the flame rounds on him, so you'll see that later on in the run. So now that we got all those things, we got the unicorn medal, we can now make our way through here, and now we're just going to push this statue, which will release one of the first red jewels. Another noticeable difference in this run is Claire has a lockpick, which she can use to... I never really did it in Leon's, but in a normal run, you could use old keys to unlock... there's a drawer there you can get a first aid spray, and then there is a drawer that can get you a upgraded handgun. Well, Claire, she's got the lockpick, so she can unlock those, by the way, but she doesn't have the lighter. That's the drawback, is she doesn't have a lighter, which we do end up getting, and it unfortunately takes up an item spot, so that is one drawback as Claire. And I've learned how to get through all those zombies without getting grabbed by them. You just gotta have to lean your character more towards them to the wall. So we are headed back out to the main. I think did he get me? Nah, I got through. Illiker's always so freaking annoying, but unfortunately I get through him most of the times. So go ahead, and now we're going to drop off the handgun and the knife, and then go ahead and equip your grenade launcher. Now that we're out in the main hall, we go ahead and put the unicorn medal, and we get our first of the 4 keys that we get in this game, first one being the spade key. Now, the spade key unlocks 2 doors. It unlocks the door in the room where liquor is, where we'll end up getting the crank, and the room that's past the STARS office. It only has 2 uses, which is good. I get stuck on the wall. Now, this run I definitely will improve on. This is actually my 3rd time doing this run. I've been having a lot of troubles. Like a boss, I get through him. For some reason, I don't know why it is with Claire's run. With Leon's, it's no problem, but with Claire's, normally I come around the corner and the liquor's right there. And when I do, a little trick I do is you step back a few steps, and for some reason it makes him step back, and he's in an animation where he won't attack you, and he gives you enough time to run around. But for some reason with Claire, he never wants to be right there around that corner. He wants to be way farther ahead. But I get around him. Anyways, so we got the crank in this room, which is where it is. What was I talking about? Oh, I had done this run 3 times in the past, and I get to the very last end of the game. Yeah, pick up this herb here too, by the way. I get to the very end of the game, and I kept dying, because it's a lot more difficult as Claire. I managed to do it this time, but this run will definitely be broken in the future. It's just I wanted to get it at least out there, because it's a pretty decent run. There are some things I can improve on, because in some of the runs that I failed on, I did really well. This run, I mean, it's decent, but I could have done better. But I'm still going to put it out there for you guys to see. And by the way, if there's anything like any other games you'd like to see me speedrun, or any tips you have to provide, or any questions, feel free to ask. I'm always around to answer any questions. But yeah, grab the first red jewel you got there. That's another thing, is we won't be coming back and grabbing the other jewel for a bit of time. So there's a cutscene there. I'll explain it to you. There's that zombie there. It was chasing after a little girl named Sherry. Now, Sherry, she is the daughter of Annette Birkin and William Birkin, who are both, well, William's the scientist responsible for the TNG virus, and Annette's his wife, and she's kind of just like, you know, there. So, Sherry is just running around this place aimlessly, and we've got to protect her at some point. And we also talked to Leon too, which is basically the same dialogue that would have happened if Leon when you're in the STARS office. So this hall is pretty much the same. You can run past the zombie here, no problem. And as per usual, I do kill this zombie here with a bit of satisfaction, if I may add, just because it's fun. And then run past him. Sometimes you can run past him. Sometimes he's a bit of an issue. So in this run, the lighter's actually in. I always run past it. Is in here, which unfortunately makes an item spot. Our goal right now is going to be to get the valve handle to turn off the put out the fire of the helicopter so we can get over on the other side. Now in Claire's story, it's a little different because there's actually an area of the game that you don't see as Leon, so that'll be exciting. Same crow's busting out. I'm always worried that they're always going to get me, but they never do. So that helicopter's on fire. We got to put it out. Now I've gotten pretty good at this area right here, the dodging. Kind of have to do like a weird S pattern and do it. Sometimes you know, I take the left-hand side through the posts, but a lot of times I get stuck, so I just go with what I do. And if you also look at the left-hand side, at the times, I definitely updated the route of areas that I'll be in. I know it's a little bit basic on Leon's A scenario, but I added every place that I'll be going to at what time. So there are some places that we will be going and revisiting, but it should be lots of fun. So I get through here without a hitch, which makes me happy because sometimes they do grab you and it tends to get a little annoying. So go ahead, we're going to use a valve handle and make the, well, it bursts like a water tower and puts out the fire. And now we have to make our way back over to the area, which is different in Claire's scenario, because there's normally two zombies there that you have to dodge. This time it is clear. So you don't have to worry about fighting any enemies. Oh yeah, that can noise. You'll find out what that is later. Because we have to actually go over to that side as Claire. We end up having to find the like a demolition charge or something like that, an explosive charge. So we go ahead and put the first gem in there, and we grab the diamond key. We'll put the other one in later. So you have to do a little bit more backtracking on this route, which can prove to be a bit annoying, but what are you gonna do? So now we are on our way. Now that we have the diamond key, we have to head back, and we're going to actually re-meet again with our good friend Marvin Bradnock, which we didn't really get to see, but he was one of the last cops in the building. Fortunately, he becomes a zombie. Spoiler alert, but we're about to see it in a few minutes. So I killed that zombie, that one out here, because you can run back and forth through this hallway, and you can get to where you need to be without having to worry about that zombie at the end. And when you come back up through this way, going to the left-hand side later on, another thing you got to worry about is a liquor, which you can actually run past and not have to worry about at all. So once again, we have to go through here and meet Mr. Liquor Friend and that. But unique to Claire's is now we can actually, did I even grab it? No, you wanna know? I didn't grab it this time. Normally I grab the first aid spray that's in there, but I think because I have the mixed herb that I ended up not having to use yet, it's fine. Oh, see, I got past him. What do you know? See, now that we have the lighter, now we can get the second gem. It's the best way to utilize it because we go back through this way once more. This is the last time we'll be coming back through this hall. I mean, when you first saw me got the lighter, I could have went all the way back down and around, but it makes more sense to do it this way. I always find it weird that Claire's lockpick looks just like a paperclip and a safety pin. I mean, that does the job. That does the job. Whatever. Now, I believe in this hall out here, I think the female zombie bites me, but I can't remember. I just recorded this the day prior to me talking. Does she get me? Oh yeah, she does. Now, luckily I'm still on fine. Now I have to give myself a little bit of a pat on back for this part, because I actually believe I get through here without getting bit. Yeah, I definitely did. Or you wanna know? I think I get bit once, because I have to, yeah, I end up getting bit once, and that's fine because I've decided to use my herbs as soon as I get on caution, and I need the item space anyways because what we grabbed out of there was the actual like plastic charge, and what we need is the detonator, which is in here. And hello, Mr. Man, he's a zombie now. See, a lot of times I can get around him, and a lot of times I can't. I know one of the runs of me doing this and failing, I got around. I don't know why I checked it. It was... See, when you try to be quick, a lot of times you click on the wrong thing, and it happens often. These are the type of mistakes that make my runs go a little bit longer than they need to be. So now that we have that, now we can head back to that wall where we heard the scream from the unidentified lady. And see, since we killed the zombie that's in this hall, I can actually run through and get all the way to the end without even having to worry about the zombie. Even though he gets me for once in my life, he normally never gets me there. See, it's the run, finally the run I get recorded and actually get through is when I'm doing, I don't know, subpar. I mean, I'll definitely do, if I plan on probably going to be challenging this run fairly soon, and probably do a better time, because I definitely could have done 10 times better. So now that we have the other gem, we can go ahead and put it here and get the first of the 3 stones. It's actually half a stone. You get the other half elsewhere, which kind of makes another annoyance because you have to get, you know, more item spots. And now we can go ahead and put the plastic explosive, bomb and detonator rather, and now we can get to an area that we couldn't get to as Leon, which this leads to the chief's office, the Chief Irons, head honcho of this place. Who we get to meet, but we don't get to talk to. Basically, that's the mayor's daughter that was laying on there. You're supposed to protect her, but she died, saying that she's going to become a zombie. Then he says something weird about being taxidermy being his hobby, but no longer. But in reality, he's actually a crazed, sick man, and I think he's the one that killed her. Or something like that. He's like a rapist or something. Who knows? But anyways, yeah. So now we're in this room, and who's hiding in the back of this? Sherry. The initial conversation with her goes is she runs away. She thinks that, you know, we're gonna hurt her. We're like, Claire assures her that she's not going to. He asks where her parents are. She says her daddy, her mom, dad around, you know, in the lab, the researchers, and then you hear like a roar or something like that, and then she runs away. So Chief Irons leaves, but on his desk is a heart key, which I don't know why he would leave that, but you know, that is a key item. So now that we have the heart key, we can make our way all the way back down to the, we're going to make our way down to the basement area, which we are making decent time. Usually I get down to there around a little under 21 minutes, the 21-minute mark. It's where I average. So basically for Claire's A and Leon's A, I get down to the basement around the same time. Don't bother grabbing any of these herbs. There's no real point. I don't really need them. I actually think I grab one because I can make a full herb eventually. So we're going to use a heart key. It only has one use. And I believe I do grab an herb here. Yes. With limited item spots. Because you need a lighter for another part of this too, which is annoying. See, Claire, they always make it harder for her. So now that we're in the basement, we got some doggies. Not too hard to worry about. You can dodge them. And see, with Claire, we actually go this way instead of the other way. The other way is not needed until the B scenario, because we have to get the crank there. So there is a red herb here. And go ahead and pick it up. Go ahead and mix it, because you will need the item spot in a minute. Now on the way through here, you got to be quick, because zombie dogs will bust down. And now we are down into the sewer disposal. Now this is kind of like Claire and Ada's thing. We're going down into the sewers, but it's a lot easier. There's a nice little save room here. Just like Leon going into the room where you put in the plugs, you just want to just leave and turn around, because there's nothing really in here for us. Now it starts a whole cutscene with Sherry. Sherry goes through the hole. Now this is going to be kind of like, this is the exact same spot where Ada takes over, and we have to go get the club key, except it's on the opposite side. Now Sherry, you can get through here. Even if you get bit by a zombie, she's got, or a dog, she's got first aid spray. Now taking Claire control of Sherry, it is a little bit harder because she's a child, so she goes down things really slow. And when she climbs up things, she kind of goes one leg at a time, and you kind of have to button mash, because if you don't do it, there's a chance she could slip off, and then that just takes more time for her to get back up again. So I kind of just button mash, and when I do that, it kind of, like, watch. So you gotta do that really quickly, like tap X. If you don't, she could slip off, and then it just has to do the animation over again. It just gets to be annoying. So pushing the boxes, and them being... you don't have to push them all the way in, which is a nice thing to do. It does save you a few seconds having to do that. Alright, so now that we have those in, we can go ahead and make our way up. So each and every time I make it up. So having Sherry is annoying as hell. Especially when you're Claire and you have her with you. If you go too fast, she like huddles down, goes into the fetal position, and you go to try to leave it says you can't leave Sherry alone. So you have to make sure like she's always within like 2 or 3 feet of you, or else it ruins things. And it's just an annoying aspect of the game, and I hate it so much because it definitely slows your gait a little bit. It makes you have to rely upon her. Luckily for a big part of the game, she disappears, so you don't have to worry about any of that. So go ahead and make your way back. Man, he almost got me. Could have just jumped into the lift with me. So basically here, this is where Sherry gives the key to Claire. She says, I can't make it through, I'll find another way, and she leaves. Claire shouts her name, but now that we have the last key, we can go ahead and make our way out of here. Now beware when we're up here, because there's actually 2 dogs. And I believe one of them gets me, I can't remember. Yeah, there's that one. Maybe not, we'll see. Nope, I got through it fine. So now, unfortunately, this room that was filled with the Cerberuses is actually filled with liquors now. Just like Leon, you want to use this key for this door just to get rid of it. And yeah, that's basically what you have to do. So go ahead and use it for this door. We actually don't have a reason to go in there. There's some acid rounds in there, but you don't need them. It's just a waste of time to have to worry about doing any of that. You don't have to worry about that herb either. There'll be plenty of more herbs to go from there. We're now on our way to the other side of the police station. I think I get grabbed here. I don't remember. Yeah, my stupid ass gets caught on the door. Happens. Luckily, I didn't get grabbed, so that's good. However, for the first time ever, and you can make fun of me for this and tell me how bad I am, for some reason, I run right into them all. Yeah, stupidest thing I've done. Definitely used my herb there. And it's fine. Honestly, as long as I don't get to the end of the game with being on any type of caution, it is definitely okay. I definitely did really bad there. First time this happened, I don't slip of the controls. No, blame on what you want. Next time around, won't happen. I recorded this at like 1 in the morning, so... Now, I managed to get past him without any problems. Now, do I get past these two? I don't remember. Oh yeah, I actually did very well on that aspect for once. But, of course, that dumbass ball bit me. I've definitely been doing better at that point. Now, this room is a little bit changed around in the sense that there's a liquor in here now. And since you have the lighter, you have to light, you'd have to have in your inventory and light these yourself. I hate the stupid liquor because he definitely makes getting what you need an issue. But luckily, he doesn't provide me with too much of an issue for this. So small puzzle, 12, 13, 11, you know, the middle, the right, and the left. Gets us the gear that we need. Now, one time I did this, and when I went to the left of him, right when I entered the door, he did like his jump grab, and I completely missed him completely. Now, for some reason, it's good because his attack I was still on fine even after 3 swipes. So I was very lucky with that. So now that we have the cog, we can get rid of the last key here. Oh wait, I forgot, I had already gotten rid of it. But yeah, the last door through here. And we now don't have to worry about any more keys. And we grab the second Eagle Stone. Crash through the window, of course. And then that's that. So now we have 1.5 of the 3 we need. So, you know, we're getting there. See, I do really well. I get through, and I think I make it past all of them, actually. Yep. I was very happy with myself that I did that. Because, you know, in Leon's run, I got bit by each and every zombie. Because, you know, you gotta get used to these tank controls. Yeah, you know, 9 times out of 10, I actually do really well. And I got through here without a problem either. So, hooray for me. I don't know why I got bit on the way there. It was just... oh, bad timing. So now, we have to make our way back to the library so we can get the other 1.5 stones that we need. So there is a liquor in here now. You don't have to worry about him. He's not a pain, except for on the way back, because we have to go back the other way, unfortunately. It's not like with Leon. See, when we go through the 3rd floor where we put in the thing, the cog and all that, you don't have to, normally with Leon, you would just go through the dust chute. You don't do that in this one. It's completely different, so it tends to be a bit more annoying. They make Claire's harder for a reason. And there's a liquor up here, unfortunately. There's no... I mean, I didn't want to waste any ammo at all on him, because you want to save as much as you can. I've never fought anything. I've only shot 1 zombie here. I shot that 1 zombie that was on the 2nd floor balcony, and that was it. So we go to use the crank and get rid of all these items that we don't need anymore, which is good because struggling with item spot room is the bane of a speedrun. So we'll go ahead and put the cog in. It opens up a little secret door, and now we've got the other half of the blue stone. So go ahead and combine those 2. And now we have 2 of the 3. Now the last stone will be in the library where you fall through the floor and you push the bookcases. That'll be where the very last one is at. So that is that, and then we'll be leaving the police station very soon. Normally you can run by him. I should have ran around to the right, but I didn't. I got swiped. Like I said, novice run. Could have done a lot better, but you know, what am I gonna do? Alright, so fall through the floor there. Now a little puzzle here. It shows you a description of where they need to be, but what you need to do is just push the two leftmost bookcases to the right. Right. And right. And that reveals the last stone that we need. So, you know, that's basically a little bit more going around than Leon for grabbing what we need as far, because he needs the plugs, I need the stones. Because we leave the police station, even though we both are heading to the sewer, we both leave the police station through two different exits. In my opinion, Claire's is a little bit harder. Now, sometimes you can get lucky and he will actually do his jump slash over you through this part. This time, he didn't. He's relentlessly chasing me the entire way. But now, fortunately, we can... Fortunately, we can say that we are now done with the police station after 31 minutes. Now, Claire's scenario has added extra stuff to it, too, which means the run's not going to be as fast as I would have liked it to be. It'll never be as quick as Leon's A scenario. Because Leon's A scenario is it's just the easiest of them all. This one's still easy, but not. So this is where we would put in the stones, secret behind the painting, drop them all in. Oh, by the way, Sherry was like, Claire, you know, you made it, and blah, 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 blah. And then I don't remember the full dialogue. It's been a while. So it opens up a little secret compartment, and now we're going to take an elevator down to a spooky basement. Claire goes around the corner, or Sherry goes around the corner. Claire's like, I'll be right back. That's the sound of Brian Irons getting a G mutation inside of him, just like Ben Bertolucci did. Now there's a big cutscene here where Brian Irons is talking about killing everybody, and like everyone's going down, and talking about the G virus and T virus, and then the embryo busts out of him like he did Ben, and that's that. So we get these acid rounds here, which we use. We're gonna be using for our first boss fight of the game, which is very, very easy. Easier than Leon's, I would say. So it is that embryo dealy bob that we faced in Leon. So just go back and shoot 5 shots. And you can tell when it's killed because it'll make that unique yell. Yeah, and now it's dead. So you just go ahead and run back. So a lot easier than Leon's. I mean, Leon had the Magnum. And I remember when I last did it, I had my auto-aim off. So now we have to go all the way back and get Sherry, which pain in the ass. I couldn't just go around. Got to play the Good Samaritan. Make sure she's okay. So now we have to go back up and grab her, and she will now be with us for a short period of time. And now here comes the part where, now that we have her with us, we have to, and you can notice by the way I'm walking, I stop every couple of seconds, just to make sure she's constantly behind me, because if I run too fast, she'll just crouch, and I have to go back and get her, and just a big waste of time, and it annoys me. Now, it always makes me laugh that Sherry's not phased at all by, you know, the split in half dead man laying face down covered in blood. She just does not get it. But now we are going to be officially out of the police station in some weird, like we're in a cave system. So we press the button, and now brings down a ladder, and we are now officially in the sewers. Now a little cutscene here. Up on that railing up top, William Birkin has one of his incantations. It's like up top, and we run from him. We take control of Sherry. She gets sucked through a drain pipe, falls down, gets separated from Claire. Now this is the second to last time we become. See how she slipped there? This is the second to last time that we will be taking care of Sherry. So, as Sherry, now we just have to run through an area. It's really not that hard. There's a zombie there. He just barfs on you. We gotta go through this grate here. Which this area that we're running through is actually a secret area, the area that you can be as with Claire or Leon, where you can get more ammo. Which on a normal run I always go down into, but oh yeah, these freaking cockroaches. I always get attacked at least once by them. But yeah, that being a speed run, it's just a waste of time to do so. So there's the wolf metal there, of all places. And then the garbage trap opens. Sherry falls down. And that's the gross sound of William Birkin implanting her with an embryo. Creepy incest shit, you know. Anyways, so now we take control of Claire. And we are now down in the sewers in the same area as kind of Leon, but we're on the opposite side. You'll see in a moment what I'm talking about. It's kind of like the same room with the little lift, but we'll be on the opposite side. On the side where Leon was laying against the wall when he got shot, not the opposite side. Now, when you're doing the other person's B scenario, you can actually go up the other person's lift and get the surprise goodies along with your own. Because the B scenario is 10 times harder than the A's, which I hope to try to start doing soon. But, you know. So, now we're here again. Same spiders, same stuff. Like, see, it gets to be the same in some areas, but, you know. Well, we're on our way to save Sherry. Now, there's a cutscene here. Annette asking about Sherry, but instead of Ada's approach where she knocks her down, she's just like, oh, Sherry's got separated, and she's like, oh, William will be after her, and all that. So use the valve handle to put that down, and use it again. Here, now I make a stupid error right here, and I accidentally pick up first aid, or I pick up these two items, the green herbs, but I accidentally pick up ink ribbons. I don't know why, because I thought I picked up, thinking, I was like, well, shit, I picked those up. And I had to use one of the first aid items, because you need to have a room for the eagle metal, and you have to have room for the wolf metal. So, I mean, like, I had gotten bit a few times anyways, so it wasn't that much of a deal to use. So now the crocodile fight again, which is virtually the same, except with Leon, you know, the handgun. This is why I want to make sure I had some grenade rounds. Just the same as Leon, it takes 2 shots to break the capsule. So just wait for him to bite onto it, shoot it twice, wham bam, he's dead. Alright. So, kicking myself in the ass because I picked up those freaking first aid, or those ink ribbons. Because I didn't want to pick those up. Because it actually prevents me from picking up more flame rounds in a little bit. And I didn't notice it until after. Yeah, more ink ribbons. I don't think so. So Sherry's laying there. She's fine now. And now we can pick up the wolf metal. If I didn't have to pick up those metals, I would have definitely not have had to. I wouldn't have had a problem with having the ink ribbons. So yeah, the run's getting slightly sloppy now. Not too sloppy. It's just a little. It's a little bit annoying. And you'll see in a moment what I'm talking about with her crouching down. It doesn't matter running up here because I'm coming right back. So you pick up the Eagle Medal. And see, as you run back, see how she's crouched? She does that shit. So if you run too fast, that's what's going to happen. So just make sure she's right behind you at all times, or you'll have to waste time chasing her down. She's almost the equivalent of, I would say, Ashley from Resident Evil 4, but Ashley's a little more useless than Sherry. At least Sherry can do stuff. Ashley just gets carried away, and as that goes. Now, on a normal run, normally when I go down here into the right, there's some flame ammo, or flame rounds. I forget that I don't have the item spot for it, so I waste a good, I don't know, 15 seconds going up here. You can normally get up here really quick without having to worry about it, so you can't carry anymore. And it's like, well, shit. And I want to get up here before Sherry. See, now Sherry's in her animation of struggling to get up here, and I gotta wait for her. So yeah, so I waited a good, wasted like a good 20 seconds on it. Normally I'd be hauling ass through here already in the other room, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Alright, Mr. Zombies. Let's go. So same as before, putting the Wolf Medal and the Eagle Medal into here so we can stop this waterfall. I like how the spider's right there. It made me laugh when I was doing it. Claire's just looking at him the entire time, which is probably what I would be doing, except a little bit more freaked out. So now that it's closed, we are now officially out of the sewers and in the vacant factory. Now make sure you don't run too fast through here as well, because Sherry will be annoying. Now what a good little part about this is when you go into the Skytram, you don't have to worry about fighting William Birkin on the ceiling or on the roof of it like you do with Ada and Leon. You actually get right to your destination with no issues. Now, when I was doing one of my other runs that I failed on, I actually was in this next part, and I ran all the way to the exit, and Sherry wasn't behind me, and I had to run all the way back, and it was annoying. So go ahead and just shoot him. You can take a bite, but I'm not wasting the ammo, or wasting the health. Now, for Claire, normally with Leon, if you went to the opposite side of this side to go, or on the door behind this, you would get the enhancements for the shotgun. Now with Claire, you can get the spark shot, which is a pretty powerful weapon. It only has limited ammo though, and I mean it packs a punch, but waste of time. So now that we're up here, quickly deposit the valve handle and the lighter, because we do not need them anymore. Oh, and those stupid ink ribbons I picked up for some reason or another. Definitely pick up both of these sets of ammo here. We will need each and every shot, I assure you. Alright, and don't forget the first aid spray that's chilling in there, because we definitely need that. See, we're already 43 minutes in, and I haven't even made it to the laboratory yet. And normally with Leon's, in about 10 minutes, I would have been done with it. Because there's a lot more to do as Ada, or Claire, not Ada. Even though Ada should have her own little run, but you know, what have you. So now that we are in the trolley, instead of there being magnum ammo here, there's actually flame rounds, which we will be using to fight one of William Birkin's incantations, or his mutations rather. And it works very well, actually. It's a very good shot with him. So now that we have the control key, we can actually turn this puppy on and start going down to the laboratory. So just like Ada, Sherry gets slashed by William through the wall. and or no, she doesn't. She actually just she says her stomach hurts because she got infected earlier. All right, so now we are going to be facing William Birkin, who throws a pipe at us like a big pansy. So, like Leon's, you just want to go into the corner here and just spam him with flame rounds. Flame rounds actually work very well for this fight. I think I only get hit a couple of times. I've actually done it without getting hit before. I got sliced once or twice. But it doesn't take me off fine, actually. I was actually surprised. And he's dead. Simple as that. Not that much of a hassle, I would say. We're now officially in laboratory. So now we have Sherry with us. We give her our vest to protect her or some weird stuff, and now we don't have it. So pick up this green herb. There's some flame rounds in this locker, and the acid rounds on the table. So we have a plenty amount of ammo for this run. Now, most of this, 99% of this, is exactly the same as Leon's. There's just one small part of it, which I won't give away till the end, that is different. So, this place doesn't have any power, for some reason or another. We have to go get a fuse and turn it back on. So go to the left side, that is the blue side. So this is where we get the main fuse. Grab this first aid spray here too, by the way. We need all the health we can get, I assure you. And the main fuse. Or the fuse case. It'll turn into the main fuse in a moment. So now that we have the main fuse, we can go ahead and turn power back on this place so we can go into other doors, because the rest of this place is shut down, unfortunately. We can't do much of anything else. Even though, like, the lights are still on, I guess it must just be power to some of the shutters. And you know, it's power to the shutters, that's what it's for. But it does light up this area, too, as well. It's all dark and spooky. And now it's not. So now that we have used the main fuse to turn on the power, we can now open up the shutter, which there are two ivies here. Easy, just run by them to the left-hand side. Makes it a lot easier, you don't ever have to fight them. Unfortunately, because I just learned that you can do that recently. And normally I would just bombard them with, which actually one flame round will kill them, so, but I don't want to waste any ammo that I don't have to use. Still liquor bonanza over here. There's 3 liquors. Just run by them. Don't have to worry about them. I do get bit though, but that's fine. I go ahead, or slashed. I'll use an aid in just a moment. Well, actually, you want to know, I end up saving it because I have a single green herb, and there's actually the red herb right outside the laboratory area over here that I use just to make a full heal. Because I could have just used a straight green herb, but it might not have put me at 100% fine. It could have put me more towards the caution end of fine, and I'd rather be completely healed. And there you go. So now I'm completely fine. So this area is pretty easy. Dodge him, run through there, dodge him, run to the left. And we're just down here like we did with Leon. We're just grabbing the lab card key. Now does the door... Now is the guy at the door to get me? I don't remember. Nope. Actually make it through. I always hate this in the laboratory where I have to go all the way down here, then go back up and use something, and then go all the way back down here. It's a pain in the ass. So there's There's Annette. She gets killed by William there. She gives us instructions on how to make an antivirus for Sherry because she is infected. And that is what our main objective is for this. So instead of just leaving like we would, we actually have to provide a cure for her. That little button, we actually get to see Leon on a security camera, and we tell him we're leaving soon, blah, 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 blah. You know, what have you. So now we're gonna go make an antivirus for antidote for Sherry, which adds time to the run. Annoying as that is. Yeah, get hit all the time. Whoosh. But we are towards the last stretches of the game. I gotta stop doing that. Because a lot of times I'll have my hand on the analog stick and I always have it to the right for some reason. So I'm always wanting to be running as soon as I'm through a doorway. So go ahead and run by him. During one of the runs I failed, I actually ran into him. It was annoying. I don't know how I did it. I promise a faster run in the future, though it has to be. I definitely do better than what I did today. So now that we have the card key, we can actually go through this door over here. Which, like Leon, is full of zombies, but we have to do something a little bit different here because what we pick up here is actually, we got the vaccine cartridge. Just to go ahead and turn on the light. Put the cartridge in here. Blow away these zombies, just burn them all. I think one of them bites me. Yep, right in the leg. I'm still on fine. So start the vaccination system. Grab the ammo disc. Grab the vaccine. Well, the vaccine base. It's kind of like Resident Evil 3 where we have to get a vaccine for Jill, but not as many steps. And some extra grenade launcher rounds because we do need them. So now we have to make our way all the way back down. We go all the way to the area where we got the red key, or the card key, or red card key. All the way down there before we can even leave. So with Claire, it's gonna be extra. You're never gonna be able to go willy-nilly and just leave like you do with Leon, unfortunately. Run by the ivy plant, don't have to worry about it. Now this next area, luckily now, it's filled with just naked zombies. So you can go ahead and just take these two out, just with a couple flame rounds. And the rest of these just run around. Because we can't leave just yet. Normally with Leon, we would just go right to the... Of course, I got bit. Go right to the... right to the end, but we can't. We have to go make a vaccine for her. And see, with Leon, my fastest, I would have already been done with my fastest score with him. Nope. Not done yet. So we got a few more minutes. But we're gonna make it. This is basically a lot of backtracking, which gets to be annoying. And that's still dead on the floor. It'd be cool to see her become a zombie, but, you know. I don't remember if I get caught going through here. I think I actually do pretty well. Ah, no, I got bit by asshole over here, of course. I remember shouting and yelling at myself because it happened. So now we just go over to this machine over here. Put the base vaccine in there. Unfortunately, we can't skip this cutscene. Just gotta wait for it to be made. And just like with Leon, when he picks up the G virus from Annette, we got the antivirus vaccine from that. We'll use that to cure Sherry for some reason. Now we can leave. Now we can make our way using the ammo disc and go into the elevator and leaving this godforsaken place for once and for all. Now, I'm just warning you now. The last fight is the same as Leon's, with the 2 versions of William Birkin. Now, I'm just going to let you know right now, I do really terrible during it. This is where I died 3 times in a row, and I thought I was going to die here. And you don't know how happy I was that I actually made it through. So I went through to grab, I was going to grab some more herbs because I wanted to be prepared for the fight. I think I grabbed. Yeah, I decided to grab both of them. I didn't want to have to worry about it. And do I manage to get, I don't even think I managed to get through them. I got stuck on a wall. I started getting very scared and sloppy towards the end. We were now out. But yeah, I do very, very terribly at the end of this. I almost die. I end up on like orange caution. My heart was racing when I did it. But I figured out what my problem was. I wasn't aiming the grenade launcher up during my fight with him. Because you want to keep your distance, because that's what would happen is it's not as easy to get him into his second form as you do with Leon. It's like way harder to get him into that. And when he turns into like his 4-legged dog form, you end up cornering me like 3 or 4 times, and that's why I kept dying. This form is a little bit more annoying. I was scared. I didn't want to, because if I would have died again, I probably would have just stopped doing it for a little bit of time. Yeah, him jumping up there, he does that more during Claire's run. And then he comes out of nowhere. Yeah, I was not taking any chances. Yeah. See, normally with Leon's, I probably would have been done by now. So I kept spamming. I did not want to die. I really, really didn't want to die. Yeah. Rookie mistake there. I had no ammo left. Or no first aid left. So I just kept shooting them though. I was scared I was going to die. And I almost did. Yeah, I literally, my heart was racing at this point. I think I'm on orange caution, but I can't remember. It looks like I might be. Or yellow. But yeah, that's that. Normally 53 something, you know, so it's another extra 5 minutes with Claire. But yeah, I made it through and that's the end. So I'm let you guys enjoy this little cutscene and I'll see you guys at the results screen.
Sherry's unconscious.
I have the antidote, if I give it to her.
Claire, what's happening?
Not now. Come on, Sherry, wake up. Wake up. Please wake up. Claire? Where am I?
It worked!
Oh, Sherry, you're gonna be okay. Thanks, Claire.
It's over.
No. I have to find my brother.
You're right. This is just the beginning.
Ah, my God has protected you. It will always be with you. Claire. Sherry.
Alrighty, so I got an hour and 15 minutes and 3 seconds. Not the best run in the world. The actual record for Claire is actually 1:10. So, you know, 5 minutes worth of crap. And I can definitely tighten it and probably trim it down a few minutes. But, you know, I still got an A rank. I'm happy with that as well. Hopefully, you know, I improve on it in the future. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. I know I did kind of screw some areas over. But now I both have Claire's B and A scenario to do next. So that should be some fun. I can't wait to do that. It's going to be a lot of problems. Well, that was fun, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed Claire's scenario. And in the next one, I'll probably be taking on Leon's B scenario. But until then, guys, thanks for watching.